وأشهد أن محمدا عبد الله ورسوله. قال الله تعالى: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. ثم أما بعد. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, often this time of the year we are questioning ourselves in the society that we live on. That sometimes we feel, and especially the younger ones in our society, they feel this time of the year that we are deprived of something. So when we look for guidance, we look towards the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He has sent and revealed His ayat for our guidance. For today's khutbah, I want to reflect for myself and for everybody else who is listening as a reminder that what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordained for us in Surah Al-An'am, and specifically ayat number 151 to 153. About these ayat of Quran, Ibn Abbas radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu had said that these ayat are the most important ayat of the Quran, Quran. And they were revealed, and there is no difference or they were not abrogated right from the time of Adam alayhi salam till our Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So these 10 commandments that are mentioned in those ayat, they are universal for mankind, for the human beings, so that we can live by it. It is as if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created us on nature, and He's reminding us that this is something I have ordained for you. And in the words of Ibn Abbas radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu, he says these ayat are muhkamat, meaning they are the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for our guidance. For the lack of time that we have for today, we may not be able to go through every point, every commandment that's mentioned, because each one of them is a khutbah. But inshallah, we'll try to cover as quickly as possible some of them, so that we can be reminded of some of them, inshallah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل تعالوا أتلوا ما حرم ربكم عليكم ألا تشركوا به شيئا وبالوالدين إحسانا ولا تقتلوا أولادكم من إملاق نحن نرزقكم وإياهم ولا تقربوا الفواحش ما ظهر منها وما بطن ولا تقتلوا النفس التي حرم الله إلا بالحق ذلكم وصاكم به لعلكم تعقلون. So what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, قُلْ تَعَالُوا أَتْلُوا مَا حَرَّمَ رَبُّكُمْ عَلَيْكُمْ. قُلْ, it is ordered, it is asked of our Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, to whom these ayat were revealed. Recite to them, say to them, recite to them, مَا حَرَّمَ رَبُّكُمْ عَلَيْكُمْ. Your Lord has prohibited to you only these things. Because when the society, when look at the society, before the revelation came to our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the idol worshipping, all the mushrikun that were around, even in Kaaba that we know for today, even that was laden with all the idols. So when our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam came, he came with the message that every messenger before him came. That is to negate the shirk. That is to convey the tawheed of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is to convey that there is no partner in its Rabubiyya, Aluhiyya, Isma wal Sifat. So the first commandment that is mentioned in this ayah, Allah tushriku bihi shay'a. Do not make partner with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in anything. And why should we? When we look at that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us on the perfection. Everything that we have around us, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created with perfection. He has beautified what is surrounding us. He has beautified what He has given to us. He has beautified everything that we look around. When we look at the origin of the shirk, how it started, we look at another hadith. We learn from another hadith narrated by Ata on the authority of Ibn Abbas radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu, and the hadith is in Bukhari. It has been described to us that first 10 generations from Adam alayhi salam were on Tawheed. There was no shirk. They were all on Islam. And then came one of the opportunity for Shaitan. The nation of Nuh alayhi salam. There were some pious people who were there before. The pious people who were very good Muslims. And they were living among the people, and people appreciated them. They learned from them. And they appreciated them in every way. And they were good Muslims. And as it is mentioned, the first one of them that passed away was what? As it is mentioned in Surah An-Nur. So while the people were missing them, they were crying about them when they left this world. The shaitan saw the opportunity and he came to the people. He said, what if I create or make them into a statue and name them with the name that they have in this world and put them at the place where you all come together so you can remember them, so that you can appreciate them and you can remember their message. So he lured them into something that sounded very good. People agreed. So they made a statue of what? And it was placed in the soup where they used to meet and appreciate. After a while, that statue that was a big statue became a small statue because it was Shaitan whispered in their ears. But what if we make those smaller statues and take them in your home so you can remember them in your home? And that started the shirk. That opened the door for the shirk. So what happened? First generation, they knew that none to be worshipped other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They were on Tawheed. But when the second generation came, the generation after that, and generation after that, when they saw those statues in their homes, they thought maybe something that was our forefathers that were worshipping. So maybe this is something to be worshipped. Hence the idol worshipping started. And as we see with our own eyes in today's world, at present, those are the same practices that are common in some parts of the world. And when we look around, or some parts of the world, we see that something that are made, either that a tomb or something like that, to remember somebody, and then people go the wrong way. So what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is warning us, that this is something, a sin, a shirk cannot be forgiven, no matter which form you are. Are you justifying it with something? Then I'm just trying to be fine, just trying to get along with people, not to be seen as something that I am very tough or hard on something. What opens the door in today's society? My brothers and sisters, especially the young ones, when we are inspired by the lighting, when we inspired by the trees that are around, and if a little young one, just inspired by that, says, let's bring that in home. We're not worshiping that. It just looks good. So this opens up the door for next thing and next thing and next thing. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us that the book of guidance is there. And these opportunities that we have, we listen to everything. It is a reminder for us not to open the door for any such thing that leads to the next thing, to the next step, because that becomes easier. Because when shaitan whispers, he beautifies everything for us. And then we go astray. So it is a stern reminder for us throughout being a human being not to get engaged in any such activity that leads us to shirk, that earns us the anger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And on the day of judgment, when we are accounted for and when we are held accountable for, we do not have anything to say. This life is our reminder. Next thing that is mentioned in that ayah, the second commandment, وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. There are so many times we have heard lectures about that. It is the beauty, it is the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He has created as the best human being. He could have created us as anything, an insect, a bird, or anything, because He has Khutba or everything. But He made us, He created us the best of the best form, that is the human being, and gave us the intellect. And He also blessed us before even we came into this world. Two people who were waiting for us patiently. The mother who went through that 9 months of taking care of what was in the womb. And then she went through the excruciating pain giving birth to that child. And the father whose heart Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created with such a mercy, being preparing for the arrival of that newborn. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put mercy in their heart. The mother, after going through that excruciating pain when the baby is brought to that mother, she has nothing but love for that. And the father looking forward to that, holding the finger of the young child, walking around with that. Why should not we show the mercy? When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا, ihsana means not to do a favor to your parents. It means to be the best in everything, the best in your abilities, the best when they stop you from something, the best in listening, the best in following, the best in making smile or putting smile on their face. It is such a responsibility and it is such an opportunity, especially the young ones. Just a reminder, and for myself, and at any age, those are the easiest things, the two human beings that are in our lives. The parents, they are the easiest way or key to Jannah. It is the opportunity that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has provided us in this life, the easiest way to earn Jannah. So we can put smile on their face, so we can do something for them, so that on the day of judgment, when we're standing in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we can say that we have done something or we have accomplished something. And the next thing that is mentioned in this ayah is وَلَا تَقْتُلُوا أَوْلَادَكُمْ مِنْ إِمْلَاقٍ نَحْنُ نَرْزُقُكُمْ وَإِيَّاهُمْ. Do not kill your children after first the rights of parents, and then the parents are given the rights of their children. They are being told, because in that society, as I mentioned, where our Prophet ﷺ came, it was common. They will kill their daughters out of fear of poverty, and sometimes their sons for the same fear, the fear of poverty. How am I going to feed them? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the book of God, نَحْنُ نَرْزُقُكُمْ وَإِيَّاكُمْ. I am the one who is provider. I am the provider of risk for them and for you. Do not fear. Do not have this doubt in your mind that I am having a child, how I am going to provide for that. When he goes to college or school or whatever, provision, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provides for the one that we know and the one who do not know. no matter where they are in this world, whether it's hidden under a stone, an insect, no matter what it is, the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He provides for it. So He reminds us. He negates that very thing, the very evil thing that was going on. Do not kill your children out of fear of poverty. Have dependence on me. And the fourth thing that is mentioned, وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا الْفَوَاحِشَ مَا ظَهَرَ مِنْهُ وَمَا بَطَنَ. Do not go near fawahish. Fawahish in Arabic have very broad meaning. It includes everything that is concealed, that is hidden, and that is open. What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying is, in the broader meaning of fawahish is, do not go near drugs. Do not go near any kind of bad or evil things. Zina, fornication, anything, any such kind. Stay away from that. Stay away from the ill of society. Guard your chastity. Guard your eyes. Remember where they are looking at. Remember what is going through your mind when you're holding that phone, no matter what you're looking on the screen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, minha ma zahara minha wa ma batan. No matter it is hidden, no matter if you do something in the darkness of somewhere, thinking that nobody else is able to see us. No matter what we do, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is aware of that. And it is a reminder for ourselves, myself and everybody. And the fifth commandment that is mentioned in this ayah, وَلَا تَقْتُلُوا النَّفْسَ الَّتِي حَرَّمَ اللَّهُ إِلَّا بِالْحَقِّ. Do not kill anybody unjustly, no matter who it is, a Muslim, non-Muslim, the sanctity of life. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordained He is the only one who can take and who can give the life. He has given the right to nobody else, unless illa bil haqq, a life for life where He has commanded us. Unless there is somebody's wrong, unless there is justice calling for that, unless it's an act of war or something, nothing other than that. No innocent human being, no innocent life, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordained for us. And as we said at the beginning of this khutbah, these ayat al-muhkamat, meaning commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the ones who are going astray, lack of knowledge, not knowing about what they are doing, and doing something in the name of the religion, remember, it is the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that do not go near any such act, taking the life of any human being, regardless. Either a Muslim or non-Muslim or whoever it is. Why would we lose such a right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives right to everybody, every creation of His. He loves it. Who gives us right to hate anybody based on something? And for the lack of time, ذَلِكُمْ وَصَّاكُمْ بِهِ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَعْقِلُونَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ends this ayah by saying that this has instructed you that you may use reason. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَعْقِلُونَ. Perhaps you use your intellect. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us opportunity to use that intellect in the best possible way so that we stay on Siratul Mustaqim. أقول قولي هذا أستغفر الله لي ولكم. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And as I said in the beginning of Khutbah, I don't have much time left. And it is impossible to go through all the 10 commandments to explain. In the following ayat, which is ayah number 152 and 153, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned the next five commandments. I'll just quickly go through them because there is no time to explain. And inshallah, we all understand. We have heard one time or the other. The sixth one is not to eat up the orphan's property by false means. And number 7, to weigh or measure in full. Do not cheat anybody in the business, no matter where we are in the dealings with anybody else. Not to be al-mutaffif. Number 8, to be just in witness, judgment, or speech. No matter what it is, when we are called as a witness, when we witness something, we are testifying, no matter it is a relative or somebody else, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to be truthful to ourselves and truthful to the people, so that no wrong decision or injustice is done. And number 9, to fulfill the covenant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He has taken this covenant from us, that we have given, that we are slave, we are abd, and He is our ilah. Why should we turn to anybody else? So He is reminding us that keep this covenant upfront and all the time, and do not forget about that we are accountable to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And lastly, to follow the straight path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and not follow other ways, right and left, which is the Siratul Mustaqim. And we ask always from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to keep us on that righteous path, on that straight path that leads us to success. The Siratul Mustaqim that leads us to success not only in this dunya but also for the akhirah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless this community. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless our next generation with Siratul Mustaqim. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide them to righteousness. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide them to all the good that is there. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save them from the evil. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep us from the evils of shaitan. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this place that's been built for the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prosper. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for everybody who is involved in that. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy who is making it is comfortable for everybody. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ease their way. Allahumma da'iyan fa'aminu. Allahumma la tazuk. اللهم لا تدع لنا ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا هما إلا فرجته ولا دينا إلا قضيته ولا مريضا إلا شفيته ولا حاجة إلا يسرت يا أكرم الأكرمين أنت أرحم الراحمين. اللهم فقهني في الدين اللهم حاسبني حسابا يسيرا. عباد اللهم صل وسلم وبارك وأنعم على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وآله وأصحابه أجمعين. عباد الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي. أقيموا الصلاة.